In the early hours of May 2nd, 2011, 25 US Navy SEALs and a military dog lift off from an airbase in Jalalabad in Afghanistan in two previously unseen stealth versions of the MH-60 Black Hawk helicopter. They head east towards Pakistan. They're hoping to bring a 10-year manhunt to its conclusion. Nine months prior, in August 2010, a man known under the alias of Abu Ahmed al-Kuwaiti arrives at a compound in the Pakistani city of Abbottabad. He's unaware of the CIA operatives following him. Al-Kuwaiti has been named by a prisoner in the custody of the United States as one of the trusted couriers of the leader of Al-Qaeda, Osama bin Laden, the wanted man for the orchestration of the terror attacks of the 11th of September 2001. Over a number of months, the US intelligence community attempt to identify the occupants of the compound. The main three-story house has clearly been designed with security and privacy in mind. The third-floor balcony is surrounded by a 7-foot-high privacy wall to hide the identity of those within. Surrounding the house are barbed wire-topped 10 to 18 feet high walls with CCTV cameras. The occupants burn their refuse on site. Such is the difficulty to survey the compound, the CIA even attempt to get operatives inside under the guise of a fake polio vaccination program. Intelligence reports that the compound has been built to conceal a VIP of some kind. Aside from the extended Al-Kuwaiti family, satellite imagery has detected a further unknown man taking regular walks around the compound. Calculating from the length of his shadows, the man is tall, around 6'4", and approximately the right height to be bin Laden. However, no US intelligence agency is ever able to photograph the man. The evidence and conflicting confidence levels of each agency involved in the investigation are presented to President Barack Obama, who assesses the probability of the man being bin Laden to be 50-50. An airstrike is immediately ruled out for risk of collateral damage in the surrounding houses and to the 25 women and children inside the compound. Further planning is carried out for a Special Forces SEAL team air insertion to storm the compound on foot on the new moon on the 1st or 2nd of May 2011. The dangerous dilemma for the President is that the team will be violating Pakistani airspace without consent to assault a compound on which information is extremely scarce. The SEALs will be put in harm's way, and the Pakistani response if the raid is detected is unknown. On the 29th of April, President Obama makes his decision. It's a go. We're going to do the raid. Prepare the directives. To preserve the appearance of normality, a planned correspondence dinner goes ahead as usual on the evening before the raid is due to take place. The President remains cool, reacting with a broad smile to a comedian speaker's joke on the whereabouts of bin Laden. If only they knew, he thinks. 24 hours later, President Obama and his national security team sit in the Situation Room at the White House, watching a drone feed of the two Black Hawks approaching the compound in Abbottabad. 3 larger Chinook helicopters are on standby to bring more troops in if required. They watch in horror as, after coming to hover near the wall of the compound, one of the two Black Hawks begins to rapidly lose altitude. The tail severs off as it crashes into the ground and comes to a rest near the wall. This image captures the moment of shock in the Situation Room as the helicopter goes down. US Navy Admiral Bill McRaven, overseeing the raid, calmly reassures the room, "As you can see, we have a helicopter down in the courtyard. My men are prepared for this contingency and will deal with it." The backup plan in case of any problems on insertion is for the second helicopter to drop its team outside the wall, instead of onto the roof of the house. The SEAL team in the crashed helicopter are all fine and disembark to continue the mission. A reserve Chinook is ordered to move up near to Abbottabad in preparation for the later extraction. The incident has only caused a momentary delay, and the mission proceeds. The mission code word for the securing of Osama bin Laden is Geronimo. CIA operatives have cut the power to the entire neighbourhood, and the SEALs use their night vision optics to move around the compound, using explosives to breach locked doors and gates. The courier, Ahmed al-Kuwaiti, emerges from the guest house and fires an inaccurate burst of gunfire towards nearby SEALs. He is swiftly neutralised with 2 shots to the head. The operatives move swiftly and precisely through the building, room by room and floor by floor. Al-Kuwaiti's brother and his wife are shot dead on the first floor. Osama bin Laden's son, 23-year-old Khalid, is killed on the second floor. The team encounters multiple women and children and move them into a room on the first floor for containment. The last man in the compound is located on the third floor of the house. Seeing the 3 approaching operatives moving up the stairs, he runs into a bedroom. The man's wife throws herself between the first SEAL and her husband. He pushes her aside, and the second SEAL fires a single round into the man's chest, and one into the left eye. A single voice is heard over the radio. For God and country, Geronimo. Enemy killed in action. Osama bin Laden, the man responsible for the deadly and horrifying terror attacks 10 years earlier, has been brought to justice. 18 minutes after the first SEALs landed, the team prepares to leave. Cairo, the military dog, and his handler are busy keeping the curious locals away. The SEALs rapidly collect any intelligence they can find in the compound: CDs, hard drives and papers. The reserve Chinook arrives minutes later, and the body bag of bin Laden is placed on board. Charges are set on the crashed Black Hawk to attempt to destroy sensitive avionics on board. The 2 helicopters finally lift off and hurry westwards towards the Afghan border. The post-operation analysis on the Black Hawk crash will show that due to warmer than expected air temperature and an unforeseen airflow interference caused by the tall compound walls, a hazardous condition known as vortex ring state cut the lift generated by the rotor blades, causing a swift loss of altitude. All SEALs and aircrew make it back. By the time the Pakistani Air Force react and scramble 2 F-16s, the helicopters are over the Afghan border to safety. Within hours, the news has leaked, and crowds are gathering outside the White House and elsewhere. Osama bin Laden is eventually buried at sea.
Good evening. Tonight, I can report to the American people and to the world that the United States has conducted an operation that killed Osama bin Laden, the leader of al-Qaeda.